Somik38 returns! Hey, it's Adventureruler, and today I'm going to do a commentary stock analysis of Somik's run in the UnDying Light tournament. And his first opponent on the battlefield was newcomer Icebro. Something I want to point out, which I find crazy, but didn't begin fighting until like the 7th set. And that's interesting, right? I think every time I joined these, he always like played early, right? Or like had to fight against me. Just something I noticed. Anyways, game 1 starts on Dreamland. First blood goes to Somik! Strange! Pat yourself on the back if you know where that's from. Somik lands the first hit, and he did this by doing a get-up attack and doing a sweep kick into his hydrant, where Icebro so happened to be standing near as well. And this set up into more damage for Somik as the hydrant hits Icebro midair. Then, later in the fight, Icebro rushes towards center stage with a ledge jump and immediately counters it with a directional air dodge, right past Somik's double kickers. Somik tried another quick kick, but Icebro rolled right under it. Now that he's close enough, he can nail the grab. Icebro tries to down throw Cyclone, but Wispy, our boy Wispy-ro, blew wind in Icebro's direction and put his setup on thin ice. He missed the Cyclone altogether, and Icebro wasn't having it, so he chased Somik under the plat with a back air, but found himself trading with a Somik up smash. A perfect anti-air to Icebro's aerial approach. Somik wins the trade and gets the first stock. Somik was doing some crazy setups, right? Catching Icebro left and right, getting Icebro to 14% on a second stock in only about a minute. Very scary spot for Icebro in this frame. You got the hydrant spurting water from the right plat, and Somik sitting comfortably underneath left plat, charging his fruit and ready to throw. Icebro goes for a double jump right where he stood and gracefully falls on the melon. I don't know. Personally, I have no idea why, but that's pretty funny. The melon's like so slow. So game 1 wasn't a total blowout for our Icy Bro. Last stock goes like this. Icy Bro gets an air on Somik after he dropped shield and tried to do another anti-air. Now, I'm not sure if Icy Bro did his uppercut too early or what, but it straight up missed. And Somik was able to find a reversal with an air of his own, sending Icebro off stage. And while he recovered, Somik charged his fruit till he got Bell. One framed Icebro's regular getup with a simple but clean kill confirm. Game 2. Icebro goes for the double counter pick, character and stage. Icebro takes the fight to Pokemon Stadium 2 as Steve. Somik gets first blood as he approached Icebro and got him in the right corner. And when Icebro defends himself with his minecart, Somik's Nair went right through it, getting a small but effective 10%. Much later in the match, right? You might expect from this matchup. Both fighters playing slow but smart. We got Somik on the far left charging his fruit, Icebro mining for materials on the far right. Both of these men go for their options in neutral to force an approach from the other. Somik throws Key, which goes right under Icebro's wall, and Icebro sends a minecart his way. Icebro wins this exchange as Somik gets caught in the cart, but Somik knows better to not mash, and he didn't jump into Icebro's pickaxe. Instead, Somik waits till he's far enough to release himself from his cart trap and jump towards ledge with a down air. Icebro too low and had to recover, doing his up special towards ledge, but trades with Somik and he goes flying off the mat from a stage spike. Icebro a little too hesitant to take advantage of Somik's sticky situation, loses the trade and loses a stock. Icebro still has some tricks up his sleeve though. With very tricky movement with his minecart, he nails Somik with his anvil. How this happened was, as the stage was transforming into the flying type form, Icebro activates minecart that bounces off a stone block that floated stagnant above Somik. He placed another stone block to keep his position. Another minecart comes out as Somik throws his bell to begin his approach. But Icebro drops the anvil on Somik's head, finally taking a stock at 170%. This is Somik's analysis, but hey, I gotta shout out to, the cool things his opponents do as well, About a minute and a half later, Icebro is at ledge. After a safe recovery, as Somik throws his bell. Icebro ledge jumped and minecarts, but the bell lands just where Somik wanted it, and seals his second stock with a back air with the help of his bell. Later in the fight, Somik tries to intercept an approach from Icebro with a melon. But Icebro landed already. Somik tries for a quick side kick, but the diamond pickaxe will have the range advantage in this situation. weapons are usually longer than limbs. And because of that, Ice Bro evens up the stocks with back air. Now for something crazy. You only see it here, baby! Somik drops from the Angel Plat after losing his second stock. The stage began transforming into the electric type for the second time in a row. Personally, I didn't even know PS2 can transform into one of the types twice in a row. I thought each form was like in a set order, you know what I mean? Like flying, ground, ice, electric. Then it loops back to flying or something different. Anyways, Somik having Angel Mode keeps him guaranteed safety from any damage as he charges this room. And the platform of the electric type raising him upwards and Ice Bro coming right at him with my cart all give Somik the perfect time to strike and end the game with another bell setup and killing Ice Bro off the top, blast him with a waka 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 waka. That was beautiful. 2-0 goes to Somik38. Set 2 of Somik's run in the tournament. He goes up against another newcomer. This guy goes by MRM. Merm. Somik sticks to Pack, and Merm goes Falco. And the fight begins on Yoshi's Island. First blood goes to MRM. He kicked Somik's legs as he tried to approach by running across the platform. This first match, both fighters looked decent throughout the first 2 minutes, but on the right side of the stage, both combatants trade attacks that sent them flying away from each other. MRM beats Somik to center stage with Illusion. As Somik throws his apple, MRM clanks with the apple with his back air to cancel that hitbox. Somik grabs the ledge, then ledge jumps right into MRM's second back air and loses his first stock. But Somik drops from the Angel Plant and looks for his bell. Then kill confirms MRM for a stock. MRM can take easy peasy stocks of his own though too, right? We're on the right side of the stage once again. Somik goes for a ledge jump again, and MRM was ready with a drag down neutral air into up smash for his second stock. Not too long later, MRM lands with a simple but clean down air, which sets up into his up tilt and an axe kick. Somik counters by dropping his hydrant on his opponent's head and running where MRM was gonna land and forward smashes him right in the face. Even stocks now. Then, very patient but smart strategy by MRM, camps the top platform to avoid Somik's bell altogether. MRM does block Somik's spell as he rushed to land it. Somik throws MRM off stage to grant him time for another bell. Somik finally throws it when MRM wasn't safe, but he missed. The bell goes right over MRM's head as he dash attacked, and his dash attack positioned him right next to Somik, right? Who impatiently threw out a ghost, which MRM blocked, then counterpunched with a lickety split, losing his first match. Game 1 goes to MRM. Game 2, Sonic takes the opponent to his opponent's home turf, Lilac Cruise. I'm telling you, I still find it cool that Somik's counterpick can be considered his opponent's character's stage 2. Falco is from Star Fox after all. But here's something more interesting. Somik goes for a character change as well, right? Going in for the double counterpick himself. Let's see how that worked out in his favor. So first things first, I love the respect tone by MRM as soon as the match started. It fits the character for the map they will fight on. First blood goes to MRM, shooting Somik with a laser to intercept a dash attack coming his way. It didn't stop there though. MRM was all over Somik, raising his percent with combos and frame traps. Unfortunately, MRM drops 2 confirms and Somik was able to find a reversal with his special move Wonder Wing to land on the left plat. MRM went from 41 to 69%. MRM immediately illusions towards center stage, but Somik was ready to win center with a second Wonder Wing in a row, this time taking a stock with that one. Then, both players hold shield right in front of each other in the dead center of the mat. Personally, I think that's funny. A lot of funny clips today, a lot of funny screenshots. MRM goes for a backflip to avoid an attack from Somik. Somik tried to catch MRM's landing with a back air, but he was already in block, right? He was already feet planted. And here is a beautiful showcase of a bait and punish by MRM. Seals the stock with down smash. Later in the fight, Somik approaches with a haymaker. Much too early for it to hit though. MRM hits him with his double wing attack. Somik was able to dodge the second one because he didn't combo. And right here, hazards aren't even evolved and it was still badass. MRM ducks under Somik's kick, whiff punishes it with a down throw, and tries to combo it into a beak spin, but MRM had 120% rage, so his throw had more knockback than he anticipated, at least I think. So Somik seals the next stock with a combo breaker. MRM's last stock, he was just eating grenade after grenade. Somik's aim was on point. Then unfortunately, his opponent SD's their final stock. So Light is weird because the stage can tilt the ledges, right? The placements of the ledge is lower or higher, right? Because it's a ship and it's flying through space. But in the screenshot that I took, MRM went a little too far towards the ship, right? Instead of the tip of the wing. Right, I believe MRM could have recovered with his special move Firebird if he just went straight up instead, right? But he did it at an angle. Hey, it happens. 1-1 set. Game 3, Somik stays Banjo. I'm kind of surprised. Personally, I thought Somik was just trying to like shake up MRM's mentality, right? But I'm starting to think maybe this was just a counter, right? A counter for the matchup. Anyways, game 3 of MRM's counter pick is Duck Hunt. That's pretty rare, but it fits the animal he's using. I remember MRM's strategy on this map, and it's pretty clever. Falco has a very high jump, right? If you just press the jump button and hold it, Falco goes really, really high. I mean, he is a bird, but that doesn't make sense because birds fly. They don't really jump. They can jump. I've seen some jump. It's more like hops, but anyways. So what he did was jump on the tree and stand on its branches to avoid Somik's zoning and projectiles altogether. Unfortunately for him, though, he decided to approach with a falling nair and he immediately exploded. The thing he was trying to avoid was the first thing he got hit by. Anyways, that's going to be first blood for Somik38. Later in the match, Somik is gently falling from above. To cover his landing, he throws a grenade straight down. MRM catches it right out of the sky, but Kazui's grenade egg is timed, right? And MRM didn't throw it back in time, so he went from 95 to 105. MRM illusions towards the Duck Hunt tree for safety. He then jumped down. Somik was holding shield and MRM didn't land with an attack, so a simple but clean down throw up tilt by Somik will take the first stock. Then, 3 seconds later, MRM kills him with an axe kick. Somik tried to play slippery, right, but he was in the air. And everybody knows Falco prefers the air. Come on now, this is Smash Bros 101. Then, from behind the bushes, literally, Somik tries to kick MRM from behind his block. He didn't counterpunch in time, so Somik just grabbed him and took the stock with Banjo's tried and true. He tried to punish it with a forward smash of his own. But the move was not quick enough, so Somik blocked his in return. MRM tried to keep up the pressure by running in, but Somik already activated Wonder Wing and set that bird flying to the skies for a 2-1. Somik's favorite. And here we are! Somik's history in the making! Well, at the time. Somik versus Namek in Grand Finals. They begin on Dreamland. First blood goes to Somik, not Namek. Namek blocks the Hydrant's initial hit. Now the Hydrant is useless, then goes for a perfectly executed forward air auto cancel, to maybe catch a ledge roll or a regular getup, but Somik actually went for a ledge jump and falls on Namek with a pack twirl. Much later in the match, Namek tries to catch Somik, dropping from left plat with a PK fire, but he jumps instead and snipes his opponent with his apple item to take the first stock at 182. Jeez. Not too long later, Somik is at ledge. Namek tries to PK F-tilt Somik off the ledge, but his invincibility was still online. Somik ledge jumps and nairs him in the face. As Namek does a backflip, his opponent drops his Hydrant. He fast falls with another nair, but Namek was ready to whiff punish with an up throw. Later, Namek is now at ledge. Somik taking his time, but keeping up his pressure by standing near him and keeping calm. Namek jumps away out of shield and falls past ledge with a PK fire, but Somik was above it. When Namek uses his double jump to get back on stage, the Pac-Man intercepted with a sidekick, and no more resources. Namek is forced to use PK Thunder, right, to, circle around, hit himself, and recover with PK Rocket. Somik snipes him with a strawberry item, but the strawberry wasn't strong enough to kill outright, so Namek goes for another PK Thunder. Somik was ready with a cherry edge guard, but it wasn't close enough. No worries for Somik though, as Namek didn't really have much to work with in this position. So he PK rockets towards the stage, but Somik intercepts with a Pac-Man flurry of kicks to complete the edge guard. Namek has advantages of his own though too. Really? Namek has advantages of his own too though. Somik tries to camp with a ledge hang, but his invincibility doesn't assist him this time. Namek PK zaps him off the ledge, then a beautiful snake cancel into PK fire right underneath Somik's counter option, his Galaga item. After Somik came down from the Angel Plat, both of these players were going in, bro. They were just going back and forth. Last moments of game 1 goes like this. Namek is on the left plat. Somik is center stage. He jumps towards right plat as Namek approaches from above. His PK kick barely connects, but also Somik intercepts with his orange item. Then a missing tech by Namek. Namek, what are you doing, man? You're a champ. Champs don't miss their techs. He rolls in and eats a ghost sandwich. It was on the menu, and Somik said eat that Game 2. Namek's counter pick is gonna be his house, bro. Come on, bro. He always goes here, bro. In neutral, Somik has the advantage as his hydrant is underneath a jumping Namek, and he's already charged up to his strawberry. That doesn't take too much time, but yeah. Namek falls with an auto-cancel forward air, but Somik blocked it just in time and counterpunches with a neutral air to get first blood. Moments later, Somik tries for a forward smash in neutral to maybe catch a run-in by Namek, but he intended to jump in as an approach. Hits him with a falling nair, then a down tilt. Somik blocks the sweep and is ready to nair out of shield, but Namek calls it out, I think. Namek whips out the mother of all up smashes, PK Outcry. That's not really the name, but I thought I'd name it. Why not? But the up smash will take Somik's first stock at 16. Later, both fighters throw out a projectile in neutral, Somik's bell and Namek's PK fire. Bell lands almost dead center of the room. Both fighters book it. Somik intelligently grabbing the bell with an attack, right, which would be his sidekick, beating Namek to the punch, or kick, because he got there first and also frame advantage because of the move. Namek showing no fear when hit into the corner with a jump, but that option is exactly what Somik wanted to hit him with the bell and confirm into the back air. Later in the brawl, Somik is recovering back to center from the air, with his hydrant behind Namek, who is attempting to keep him in the air. Somik tries to predict an aerial attack from Namek by air dodging right over his head, but his own hydrant spit water and carried him back into the corner. Namek falls on top of his shield with nair, and it may have been a shield poke, but a sweep into a back that will take Somik to his last stock of the match. Not too long later, Somik tries to approach with a backwards falling nair. Namek skillfully does a turnaround snake bite into a forward air. He keeps up the pressure with a sweep, but Somik managed to escape Namek's onslaught with an air dodge right through him and forward smash Namek from behind as he was busy trying to grab him. Somehow he died at a raw F smash at 61. Wahoo? Hazards are awesome? Technically, right? Because the blast zone on this map specifically is kind of nuts. The last interaction of this smash goes like this. Namek, now in the corner, his opponent throws their Galaga item, then re-grabs it for a better use. Namek tries approaching by doing a forward air on Somik after he dropped his hydrant, but misses and gets it with a Galaga because Somik Z-dropped it. The madman! Then Namek got a bit careless when recovering back to the ground because the Galaga fell on the hydrant that was Z-dropped, made it bounce towards the corner Namek was headed, and killed him at 97. I take back calling Somik a madman. He's a freaking galaxy brainer! Now Somik with a 2-0. In fashion, too. Game 3. Namek takes it back to Machine Mud Dojo. This time, Namek not playing around. In less than a second, Namek gets first blood. First blood in 1 second. Only in the UnDying Light tournament, baby. Namek grabs Somik outright and pulls him in for a pummel and a down throw into fair to start off that fight. Definitely start off the fight. About a minute later, Somik throws his orange fruit right down neutral, but Namek was in the air. Maybe Namek wasn't close enough for a setup from his nair, so he punished with PK Fire on landing. Then to cool off that hot approach, he follows Somik's movement with a PK Freeze to take the first stock. Somik did throw an apple to maybe intercept, right, and cancel Namik's magic attack, but it just barely hit in time. Seconds later, Somik has Namik cornered, but can't seem to find an opening for Bell, so he rolls in. But Namik was ready for a grounded approach with another PK Fire punish. Landed 2 snake bites, but then a lag spike! Ah, no! The lag spike messing with Namik's input gave Somik the opportunity to finally land Bell and land his ghostly attack. This match was sure intense. Somik playing around his hydrant very nicely, and Namik finding ways in with PK Fire snipes. The next stock goes like this. Somik utilizes his hydrant for damage, but it bounces right over Namik's head. Namik was also not in position to reach the hydrant to deflect it, right? So both fighters gain nothing in that moment. Or do they? The hydrant then hits Namik in the back because it bounced off the goddamn wall. Then, quick thinking by Namik, goes for a fast fall back air, and some weird ass hitbox. This attack sent him left. Probably the best outcome Namik could have gotten from that situation. The Undying Light Tournament. God, I love hazards. But it doesn't stop there. Somik in the corner, being pressured by Namik's PK Fires, he shoots his hydrant, which he did already, to damage, and sent it towards Somik, who wasn't defending at the time. Somik barely lived it though, with great DI coming out from him. As he is on his way to recover, he threw an apple at Namik for good measure, and that's the apple that came in clutch. Somik didn't have a PK freeze to worry about that time. Now, this is a little embarrassing. In this situation, Somik runs into the corner for whatever reason and slams his face on the wall. To make matters worse, he tries rolling towards center stage, but Namik catches him with a PK Fire. Right? Namik finally getting a game in his belt and avoids the 3-0. Alright? The previous champ ain't going down like that. Game 4 of Grand Finals Namik versus Somik. This is where Somik made the coolest comeback this tournament has seen so far. Not in match count, but as in getting first in these tournaments. Because for the people who don't know, right? But ever since Meowier and Namik joined, these two have just been going back and forth. I was thinking these two were just going to be like, you know what I mean? Meowier's going to be on a complete streak. Right, but then when Namik hopped in, I'm like, oh, we got a rivalry. Alright, that's pretty cool. But not that day. Somik put an end to that. Anyway, Somik takes the fight to space. Namik is going to start off well by catching Somik busy dropping a hydrant on his spawn plat. Although Somik is going to take the first stock on the very far right of the ship, Namik, sitting at 151%, is on his way to recover with his snake. Somik throws his melon fruit item just in case Namik goes above ledge. He cancels it though to shoot a PK Fire, but the slant of Lilat's ledges canceled with the projectile and only gives Somik the chance to drop a hydrant right on his opponent's head. Namik survives it though, and does a proper tether this time. It gets to ledge safely. But Somik drops another hydrant at ledge. It doesn't hit Namik, but a neutral air will take the stock, right? He just followed what he dropped. Pretty soon later, Somik is underneath the left plat charging his fruit, and Namik is on center plat. He approaches with a quick PK Fire, but Somik reacts in time to block it, counter punches with the double kickers. Before Somik could continue his onslaught though, he tries for a forward smash, but Namik's frame advantage sends Somik crashing to the floor, and a missing tech from Somik gives his opponent a chance to jab lock for the stock. Personally, I think Somik's love of forward smashing whenever he can got him killed there. Later, Namik is at ledge and Somik is charging his food item. Namik drops ledge with an instant PK freeze to get his opponent away from him. But Somik leans back from the magic attack. Namik uses his double jump to unleash another PK freeze. But again, Somik was just not in the position to get hit by it. Namik, then forced to recover in a tricky spot, bounces off the wing of Lilat Cruz and SDs. A perfect showcase of Somik's counterpick stage assisting his way to victory. Unfortunate for Namik, but he got Lilated. The next stock goes like this. Namik gonna land on the left plat as Somik is between both the center and right plats, successfully charging his fruit to the belt. He lands it, but Namik landed before it stunned him and shot a PK Fire to take the stock at 161%. Now for the final interaction of the game between these two pros. Namik falls with a headbutt. Somik, not even close to that hitbox, just grabs Namik as he landed and was busy holding shield. Somik then tries to start a ledge setup with Hydra by kicking it with a back air. Namek sees this and snipes the hydrant so it bounces towards Somik instead. But he parries it, then calls out Namek's ledge jump to take the final stock of the tournament and bring Namek's win streak to an end. Somik has 2 wins to his name and ended the win streak of another. That's a way to return to the tournament scene, ladies and gents. Good try, Namek, but that's the beauty of competition, right? Your opponents will improve, so now you have to. And we bring it to a close. Congratulations, Somik, on the first place win, returning to the UnDying Light tournament and not giving up. I like it, man. Thanks for watching, guys.